All right, let's get started. This is Enda here from bullwaves.org, and if you are interested in nightly Elliott wave analysis, head over to bullwaves.org and check out the offers there. And on that note, I think we'll just go straight to the charts. And I hope you can see the charts there. Can you? Can you? I hope so. Yes, you can. Okay, sorry. Let's move on. If this is your first time here, this is a bad introduction to me. Okay. Oh, not this guy again. He's going to be warning about something that never happens. Right. I'm back, and I'm going to be warning about things that haven't happened yet. Okay. So that's the nature of a warning. It happens before. A warning comes before the event happens. That's the nature of a warning. So, right. Prepare yourself. Now, I'm going to start with the $FX, and let's get through them quickly. Okay, so in general, what I'm trying to do here is figure out if we've got to the end of this this big E wave line, or if we have another wave down left. The possibility is that we have another wave down left, but I'm not entirely sure about that yet. We will see soon enough. It kind of depends on how you interpret wave 1 here. So wave 1 could be at that 99 handle there, or it could be the lower handle here. I don't know. You could view that as an expanded flat wave 2, and then we have a kind of a bit of wiggle room here for wave 4, because wave 4 won't overlap that 99 handle. You get the meaning. Soon, I think we'll know whether euro dollar has bottomed or not. I'm just allowing for a possibility that we have another leg down. Again, I think euro dollar will bottom pretty soon. In the larger kind of context here, I still expect a bottom in euro dollar in the next week or so, and when that does happen, then I will turn, bullish, probably in the extreme. So the idea being here that once wave B does complete, then we are clear for a rally. Should I go to the weekly chart there? Yes, I should. Once wave B does bottom out here, then we should be clear for a rally back up in wave C, about 125. So you're talking about, what's that, 2,500 points now at this point. So that's if this count is correct. So take that with a grain of salt. At least, in the medium term, we should probably expect at least a correction, probably back up into the middle of the range there. So you're talking about 114, 115. For even if we are to correct higher in 3 waves. So I think there is it's a sizable rally coming in euro dollar pretty soon for next week. Well, and for today, I suppose, it's still early over here. So the markets have not opened at all in the US. So for today, I want to see if this band of resistance here between the two kind of pivot lows here, or sorry, we've got wave 1 there and the higher degree wave 1 here at 98.60 and 99.45. So if 98.60 holds and we kind of spike lower, then this count is pretty much still in play. So we will see how that goes today. There may be some adjustment to be made tonight if we might even turn full bullish. Who knows? But we'll see. It's still too early, I think. But we're close. We're close. That's the idea here. Okay, cable. We reversed nicely today. I am taking this rally, or not today. We reversed nicely this week. I'm taking this rally as a beginning of a second wave correction higher. The second wave I've been expecting for a while. I didn't actually expect that kind of deep plunge that happened late last week, was it? I was expecting the trend channel to fill. I was expecting somewhere around 109, but we got 103, was it? 102, yeah, 103. So we plunged. I think you could probably call that a throw over to the downside. Wave 5 is probably done now. So wave 1 here is done, and we'd expect a correction there in wave 2. Here's the hourly count, and this is what I'm working with this week. A wave 1, 3 waves down, wave 2, and so far we've got a nice impulsive looking rally up in wave 3. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 left to go. So I would expect wave 3. I was saying to subscribers about wave 3 in blue here, I was expecting to kind of top out at about 113. I think that's probably in the ballpark of where we'll. I suppose technically you could say that it's topped out now, but I was kind of looking for a little bit of an extension in wave 3, somewhere around 113. And then we'd look for a correction in wave 4 and a pop to the upside again in wave 5, probably next Monday or Tuesday. So the idea here is that probably today we'll top out in wave 3 and maybe begin a correction in wave 4. The high at wave 1 here in green at 109.29 must hold now. Okay, so let's move on. Dollar yen. This is the count I'm working with now in dollar yen. We're looking for a fifth wave. Let's try and here. This is the 4-hour count. Looking for a fifth wave in green here to complete. So we've got wave 1, 2, 3. This was the expanded flat wave 4, which kind of again has not been retraced fully yet. So it's still an argument to be made that we have wave 5 already in place, but I suppose I'm being a little bit I'm allowing for the possibility. Excuse me. I'm allowing for the possibility that we have a final fifth wave, probably up around 147 or 148. And you'll see on the hourly count that it's probably working out quite well so far. With the expectation that we top out in a third wave, a large degree third wave, and then we fall in a fourth wave. Back again towards the 130, 125 area, I think, in wave 4. So that's kind of the medium-term outlook there over the next 3 or 4 months, I suppose. Immediately, though, what I'm looking at now is a possible impulse 5-wave pattern up in wave 5, developing reasonably well, I think, this week. We could be tracing out a triangle here in wave 4. So I'm looking at wave 4 pink. So we could be going with A, B, C, D, E. Maybe we're kind of contracting in a triangle there. I don't. The one thing that people always kind of mock me for is, oh, you got that wrong, or are you ever right, or is this guy ever gonna get anything right? And that's fair enough. You pop in here, you watch one video, you see one thing I say, and then you make your judgment on it. That's fine. That's okay. I have to come in on here. You have to come on here every week and make predictions, and some work out, some don't. I have to come on every night on my website and make predictions. Some work out, some don't. But I think the guys and gals on the members on the website, you're either very forgiving or I am providing some sort of value. It's one or the other. I hope I'm providing value. So we've got a possible 5-wave pattern building here in wave 5 green. So the minimum expected target would be a break of 145.90. So call it around 146. If we get there and then reverse heavy, we spike lower with an impulsive kind of look to it, then would probably move the kind of target for wave 5 down a bit and suggest that maybe we're turning lower immediately. Until that happens, I think we'll close out this pattern next week sometime, and then we look for a reversal again. So it's kind of on hold, I suppose, for the moment. Let's go to the Dow. And I've been calling for extended lines, even accelerations lower over the last month or so, or probably 3 or 4 weeks. And even though the market has fallen, we were up at wave 2 in August, was it? Yeah, in the middle of August, we were topping out in wave 2 at 34,000, and now we're down at 29,000. So that's 5,000 points on the Dow. So that's like, what? almost 10%. It's probably 8% down. So that's not the waterfall kind of move that I'm expecting, but that hasn't been ruled out yet. So at least I can say, at the very least, I can say that the market is moving in the direction that I was expecting, while we don't have that kind of all-out crash that I was expecting. And quite honest, I think I am still expecting that. It just hasn't materialized yet. We have a series of impulse patterns lower. We've got this, 1, 2, 1 possible, maybe extended third wave underway. The idea here, I suppose, would be that once we get, if we haven't had that, that crash moment in wave 3 in blue, then we'll probably get it, when we move down into the lower parts of wave 3 in green. So how would I phrase that better? We're declining. We're not accelerating lower. We're moving steadily lower. We haven't hit, let's say, we haven't hit any point of fear really yet. To be quite honest, there's very little or no fear in the general populace or really in the market. I think there's kind of been individual kind of tidbits, kind of cracking individual stocks. I suppose that's exactly what you would look for in general. The internals of the market to see, are there individual stocks crashing? Are, let's say minor indices crashing? Are credit spreads widening? I could point you on. I could tick yes on those three. Is the dollar rallying? Yes. We haven't had a rush into bonds yet. I suppose that's kind of one thing that is missing. But I think we will get there. There will be a major rush into US bonds. And probably, German bonds and stuff like that again. That hasn't been happening of late. So the idea here is we're holding course. There might be something else that will reveal itself here. Maybe we are creating only a wave 1 here. I suppose I'm being a little bit conservative in this pattern here, but the possibility is that we are now moving lower in wave 3. So, sorry, I'm being interrupted there. We're moving lower in a wave 3. I'm keeping that open as the main wave count here, and we'll see how it develops next week. I mean, I suppose I don't know what title I'm going to put on this video, but the crash scenario is still wide open here, and I would be remiss if I didn't point that out to you. So here is the hourly count. Now that I've done a lot of rambling, here's the hourly count. You can see that's the 1-2 pattern in blue, and we're working on a wave 3 down. So we've got this. Let's extend this pattern out a bit. We've got this possibility of a 1-2, 1-2 again, and then acceleration in third, wave 3 of 3 of 3. Again, that wave came down 1,000 points. Actually 28.8, say 3,900 to 28.8. That's almost 2,000 points. So you could class that as an acceleration, although it's not the crash type scenario that I've been looking for. So we're steadily moving lower. That's the idea here. Are we moving towards the close of wave 3 in pink here? Maybe. All shall be revealed. The point, I suppose, I'm trying to make here is that this bearish pattern is still very much on track. And if this pattern is still on track, then the risks are still here. I have a target for wave 3 in pink here, down around 27,600. So we're probably 1,400, 1,500 points off that now. Let's see if we make that 5-wave pattern lower into wave 3 over the next day or so. I would like to see that wave 4 high, that 29,800 hold, and then move lower into wave 5. So that's kind of what I would expect for probably today and Monday, if we don't all out crash completely. Okay, so here is gold. Let's go into the 4-hour count. I'm going to, maybe I should label that, should I? Maybe I should, probably. Okay, so the idea I'm working with here is, and if you can stick with me, that would be appreciated. Okay, a possible ending diagonal, so kind of like a wedge pattern, in a final fifth wave, so wave 5 in green. So we've got an ending diagonal, should be 3 or 5 sets of 3. So we've got 3 waves down, maybe wave 1, 3 waves up wave 2, 3 waves down wave 3, possible 3 waves up wave 4 into this morning's highs. You might even expect, this wave count has obviously developed over the last few days, but you might even expect a push back up into the range of the internal correction here within wave 3. So if that's ABC down in wave 3, then we've got ABC up into that corrective area again. We're right there right now, actually. So I would like to see a reversal today down into wave 5. So that'll be 3 waves down again in wave 5. Opening up the possibility that we break 1600, I think, in wave 4. Now, if you've been around here for any length of time whatsoever, you know that in the long term, I am a bull in gold. So long-term bull, short-term, we got to clear out this pattern. So let's see how it works out. Possible fifth wave down within wave 5. Let's go to the hourly count and I'll show you what I'm thinking here. So we've got wave 1, wave 2 up, 3 waves up, 3 waves down in wave 3, 3 up in wave 4. We are back into that corrective range again in wave 4 right now. So we've got 3 waves up. Maybe we reverse quicker this morning. The alternate count is that obviously that bullish possibility. I could probably move that up to 1 degree. There. So maybe a 5-wave pattern will build. I'm not quite sure, obviously. So for the moment, we've got 3 waves up in wave 4. I think we retrace that completely with 3 waves down in wave 5. We'll see how it goes. This kind of wedge pattern is still holding. The 3 sets, we've got 3 sets of 3, maybe even 4 sets of 3 now in place. And we're looking for that 5th set of 3 waves down into wave 5 of C of 4. So let's see how that goes next week. Crude oil is, again, like everything in the future, it's open to interpretation. Let me have a drink. Open to interpretation. My interpretation so far is most likely that you will see continued declines in general. Whether this count that I am working with is actually correct or not, maybe beside the point, to be honest, because I suspect a major economic upheaval is underway, and it doesn't matter how you want to view that. If we move into well, we're already in a recession, really, but if we move into kind of a depression type statistics, crude oil is going to crash, and it doesn't matter what you want to, it doesn't matter what you say about supplies. To be quite honest, supplies are there, and ample supplies it seems, but the market will probably crash no matter what you say about it. Okay, so here is the hourly count. Possible. There's 2 interpretations for wave 2, and that's kind of what I'm open to right now. We've got a possible wave 2 already in place, or maybe an expanded flat correction is going on here. I don't know. Right now, at this moment in time, the bearish count is in place. So we've got wave 1 and 2 in green, wave 1 and 2 in blue, wave 2 in blue retraced back to the 50% retracement level of wave 1 in blue. So we've got 3 waves up, possibility of a turn lower today, impulsively begin wave 3 down of 3. So we'll see how that goes. obviously we'll know more by tonight, so tonight's charts will be able to either confirm or deny any of these wave counts. So we'll see. If you want tonight's charts, go and join the website. Okay, so here is S&P working with the idea that we are moving lower into a third wave decline. We did actually hit a new low this week, so we're holding at the lows. Let's go to the daily count there. We're holding at the lows of the whole decline since January. So is that what date have we got at the top there? Yeah, pretty much the end of December, early January. Now we've been declining straight for 9 months. Well, not declining straight, but declining with let's say punctuations of corrective rallies. So now the rally over the summer has been completely retraced into the end of September. We are now sitting at the lows again, and my hunch is that we are moving lower into a third wave down. Now, you see, there's a real possibility that a wedge pattern developed in a wave 1 here, and this is only wave 2 here. So, in general, I was working with a series of 1-2s to the downside. We could be moving at a higher degree here, and this would be, I suppose, the major risk at this point in time. So let me get that in place. So wave 1 and 2. So if that's the case, then we are heading right down into wave 3, and that would be the danger scenario here. So this is the kind of prolonged, how would you say, the prolonged kind of waterfall move that I have been expecting, and you would kiss goodbye to your bull market in that one. Okay, so if this is the operating count here, then we've got a 1-2 scenario coming off that, and maybe that waterfall declines comes next week or the week after, in a third of a third. On the 4-hour count, you can see that I've got that series of 1-2 patterns developing, and now we have broken to a new low for the year. We're holding at the lows of the year. So again, this is a 1-2, 1-2-3 developing. So the option on both ends of this kind of the bearish counts are that we move into a large acceleration in a third wave down. So while we haven't had that this week, we've got continuous declines over the last few weeks, but while we haven't had the accelerative pattern that I've been looking for, then I suppose we are. You can call me a false prophet here, but the probability is that we are moving lower into a third wave, and a possibility of a third wave crash coming our way. I would just kind of urge, don't be caught in the train wreck. Maybe that would be, if you could do anything, just don't be caught in the train wreck. Okay, here we've got a couple of Fibonacci possibility targets here. You can see at the low here of 33.20, that's where wave 1 in blue, wave 3 in blue reaches equality with wave 1 in blue. I would expect lower than that, to be honest. I was expecting and would still open to the idea that we get much lower than that in wave 3 in blue. You can see at 34.70, that is where wave 3 in pink reaches 162% of wave 1 in pink. So we've got that kind of extension pattern here in wave 3, and that's kind of the main target area I'm looking for, wave 3 in pink. So then we correct sideways wave 4, and then we might even, cause an acceleration into wave 5 of 3, which could bring us down, below the 3,000 handle, depending on how kind of the internal pattern works out. For the moment, today we have since yesterday we retraced any rally that we had this week, and now we've worked higher overnight in the futures in a 3-wave pattern. So we've possibility of an impulsive 5-3 to begin wave 5 of 3. So if you can follow that, well done to you. Okay, so for today, let's see if we can hold wave 4 and we can move lower again into wave 5 of 3. Silver. Here's the pattern. Well, no, is it? It's not the pattern. The alternate pattern. Let's go for the alternate here. 3 waves up in wave 4. That would culminate about $20 again, or $20.10 maybe, and then a fall down in wave 5. We will see whether that works out or not. At the moment, we're kind of calling wave 4 right here, and we're moving in a 1-2 pattern down. So I'll show you that on the hourly count. You can see wave 4 here, and we've got a 1-2 pattern now pretty much complete after today's early morning rally. We've retraced 62% of the wave 1 decline. So we've got 3 waves up, 62% retracement, wave 2 possibility. Let's see if we can begin wave 3 down of 5 today. If we break 1795 again, that pretty much brings us, that opens up for a larger decline down into wave 5. Okay, let's move on to Bitcoin, the 4-hour count. In general, we've been working on the possibility of a 5th wave decline. It should be a terminal decline, maybe even end Bitcoin completely. We'll see how that goes. We've got a 1-2 pattern, a 1-2 pattern into this 5th wave, and now a 1-2 pattern. Maybe not complete just yet. Maybe we get a slight, pip to a new high somewhere around just below 20,000, and then we accelerate into that 3rd wave, as I have been showing on the charts. Obviously, I would want to see this move lower pretty soon, because you can only hold these kind of these series of impulse waves only hold for so long. So I would like to see a break below that wave 1 blue line at about 18,240, let's say, wherever that wave 1 low comes in, and then we'd call that wave 3 of 3. So that should bring us an extended decline, probably down towards 15 or 16,000 in Bitcoin. Let's move on. Let's hit the NASDAQ, I think. The European markets are pretty much showing the same thing. We've got turn lower into a 3rd wave this week. The FTSE, yep, pretty much showing the same thing. Turn lower into the 3rd wave decline, as I have been expecting. So let's get to the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ is not the rescuer these days. It's the nail in the coffin. We've got a wave 1 pattern into the June lows, 3 wave correction higher into the August highs, and now a series of 1-2s down. We have not broken to a new low. Maybe we'll correct that today. Maybe we'll break to a new low today to begin wave 3. But let's get on to the hourly count, and we'll see how that goes. Here is a possibility for a 1-2, 1-2, and then an acceleration lower into wave 3 of 3 of 3, and that's the general consensus across the market, as far as I can see it now. Maybe I'm just a one-trick pony. You can call me that. Go down in the comments and just say one-trick pony. But you cannot say that the markets haven't been moving lower. So we haven't had that acceleration moment yet, even though we've declined quite a lot, substantially since early September or late August, let's say. The market's down substantially. We haven't hit a fear point at all, I think. The housing market is tumbling. The credit spreads are widening majorly. CDS, credit defaults, swaps are are spiking majorly as well, just like back in 2008. So that capitulation point may well come. Someone will throw in the towel, and that will be the end of that. So, like I said previously, make sure you're not in the way. Once the steamroller starts rolling, just make sure you're not in the way of it. How would be the best way to avoid that? Just get into cash. That's the only way at this moment in time. Now, maybe we do see a reversal in the dollar, and maybe it's time to, if you are kind of a medium-term trader, maybe it's time to start looking at cable and euro dollar again against the dollar, or even the yen against the dollar. I don't know. It's up to you. In general, cash wherever you are is probably, when all else is failing, cash is the only thing that's actually winning. So I suspect I will see you again next week. If I don't, here is the gospel of our Lord Jesus Christ. I give you bad news in the markets. I give you good news for eternal salvation. What did Jesus say? What did Paul say? How are we to be saved? And he said, believe on the Lord Jesus and you will be saved. All who call on the name of the Lord will be saved. So if you're in dire straits, I would suggest that maybe you look to Jesus, because he's there ready for you. You may even be in dire straits because he's trying to push you to call on his name. You will be eternally blessed. So I'm not selling religion. I never have, never will. I don't like religion. Religion says that you can work your way through your own righteousness, work your way up to God. There is no such thing as the righteousness of man. There is only the righteousness of God. So you clothe yourself in the righteousness of the Messiah, because he has died for your sins. And then you can face eternity, with a smile on your face, because your sins are paid for. On that cross, he paid for your sins. It's a free gift. All you do is have to reach out and take it. So that's the gospel. Gospel means the good news. The good news is you don't have to pay for your sin. It's already been paid for if you just reach out and take it. And that is the gospel of Jesus Christ. And on that note, if I don't see you next week, if I'm still around, I'll do a video. If I'm not, I'll see you in heaven. Okay. Have a good week. I hope everything doesn't fall apart. I did another video actually on my other channel. I'll link it in the description below recently. And you might be interested in seeing that one, because I do speak about the burgeoning Third World War that's coming our way. So on all those finer points of worldly happenings, I'll leave you and I'll bid you to you. God bless, adios, and we'll see you next week.